Hi, I'm Chelsea Husum, your host of the Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, author, speaker, and mom of two. And I'm so tired of women not feeling like they can show up as fully expressed versions of themselves. So here, we're all about that unapologetically, because honestly, we don't have time not to. Literally, because we're busy as F moms and entrepreneurs, but also figuratively, because we don't know how much time we have on this planet, and we want to make an impact now. But if we're doing this, we're making it real vibes only. So let's get inspired, laugh our asses off, quite possibly cry, and feel like you're sitting on the couch with your bestie and a glass of wine. I'm so happy you're here. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm your host, Chelsea Husum. I'm so glad you're here. All right, this is going to be a little quickie because I got to go get my son from school in a few minutes. But if you listened to my last podcast where I was a raging emotional lunatic and the world felt heavy and hard and I was sad and I felt just like my soul was crushed and just down, okay? This is what I did this week. Actually, one day specifically, and kind of this week to try to get some light back in my soul again. So on midweek this week, I had had some meetings, I'd had some podcasts, different stuff, and I'm just, juggling a lot of things right now, as a lot of us are. But I was craving in my soul that after last week when it was just absolute freaking chaos emotionally and I was a hot mess, I knew that I needed to try to be gentle with myself this week and bring it down a level and get some calm and peace back into my life and regulate my nervous system that was freaking the fuck out. And so on Wednesday, I think it was, I made a plan and I thought, okay, these are little tiny things. What do I love to do that small things that bring me joy, and I'm going to fill today with them. Obviously, I'm still working, I'm still mom, and I'm still doing all the shit, but I made a plan. And so this is what I did. Hadn't been to my favorite coffee shop in probably a good month because I was overwhelmed with holidays and keynote and doing all the shit, right? So I packed up my laptop, packed up all my stuff, and I made a point to go. After I dropped off my kids at school, I went and worked at this coffee shop. This sweet woman, Jess, she is always there, and she's like, oh my God, I was thinking about you the other day that I haven't seen you in a while, and I was worried about you. And I'm like, well, I'm back, and I've had a rough, few days, weeks, whatever, and I'm here to try to have a day of joy and small things that refill my soul. So she's like, can I give you a hug? And she ran around and gave me a hug. She's so sweet. So I worked there. I had my coffee and my tea, and this place vibes with my soul, and I just love the energy. So that was fantastic. Then after that, I took myself to one of my favorite Mexican restaurants. I had my seafood enchiladas, which were delish. I had my favorite Manberry mango strawberry margaritas on the rocks, which are also delish, and enjoyed that. And then I took myself, I took myself to a midday movie by myself. I said that already, but it was like a 1:15 p.m. movie. I felt like I'm kind of escaping. I at that point just felt like my soul needed to escape and just I don't know, disappear for just a little bit, right? And just have this mindless stuff. So I went to the movie Housemaid, which I have been really wanting to see for months. And I think it's gone now out of theaters. And I was like, this is probably potentially the last day it's going to be there. There's one right in the middle of the day. So I booked it for myself. And I went, and honestly, it was so good. Really good thriller movie, and the end surprised everyone. We were all kind of chuckling as we walked out of the theater. But it was I used to go to the movies all the time by myself when I was younger, before I had kids. I would go, I sit in the back row by myself, I laugh, I cry. It's freaking amazing. And I definitely go to the movies a decent amount with my kids, but it's always to see, kid movies or whatever, which is fine. I still just like going to the movies. But this was a day for me. And I kind of, like I said, with the coffee shop and going out to eat, and then going to this movie. It was like just a day of tiny things that made me start to like rest a little bit or enjoy a little bit and just, I don't know, do a little bit for me. You know, we're like, a lot of us are so busy, and or if you're a parent, like there's a lot and you're constantly giving energy and stuff. And after all the shit that happened recently, like I just needed to like feel like I was disappearing and no one really on the planet knew where I was at that moment. And it just felt like, I don't know, it's just something I felt I needed to do. And it really was truly a fantastic day, just an alone day by myself to kind of recenter, calm down a little bit, rest a little bit. And then, the rest of the week, then just trying to, catch up on some things, but just be gentle with myself and, and not just go, just maybe slow it down a little bit, give myself some grace, not be definitely, I need to step away from the news right now. I just can't. I cannot function if I am just a sobbing mess. And it doesn't mean I don't care. I care too much. And I care a lot. And I still think about all this stuff that's going on every day, but I can't actively watch it and read about it because it just makes me spiral. And I believe that I'm no good for anyone, for the world, for me, for my family, for literally anyone, if I am a psycho mess and I'm like dysregulated and I just, can't even function because I'm just such a crazy person, with my emotions and all the stuff that's going on. So this, like I said, this is a shorty, but like I had to try to feel like me again this week. And I needed that me day. And, since then I've just, again, been gentle with myself. I'm, I don't know, I'm just refocusing on it because I need that right now or I can't function. I can't exist in that state. And so this is your just quick little podcast reminder to say, I see you. I love you. You can do this. Do this for yourself when you need to as well, to recenter, to refocus, to like just give yourself some care and grace. And that's okay. We have to actively be doing this for ourselves because the way the world is, the way the country is right now, it's a freaking mess. And there's so much going on and there's so much hatred and noise and judgment and fear. And I don't think anyone can function well like that. So this is just your reminder to take care of yourself and reach out to people who support you. I'm one of those people. Reach out to friends who you can trust and you could cry with and they got you. Just do that for yourself. I know, and don't feel bad. Like, don't feel guilty or shame for doing that. Okay. This is your tiny little reminder. I love you all. I appreciate you. And always remember, no BS, just real vibes. I'll see you next time. If you loved the episode, share it on Instagram and tag me so I can say thank you and meet you. Or share it with a girlfriend who you know would love this too. Always remember, no BS, just real vibes. See you next time on Lip Service and Lashes.